Role-playing games are more than a pastime. They are a microcosm of our imaginations, our culture, and our philosophies. Within them, we explore not just fictional worlds, but the very foundation of reason, reality, and roleplay itself. Today, we delve into the philosophy that fuels RPGs.
Absorbing damage is the name of the game. From the claws of monsters or the heat from a ball of flame, our strength in numbers is a roll of the dice.
Greetings, I'm Jonathan Albin, and this is NycosRPG. Thank you for joining us today. We've got a lot to go through today, so we're going to get started right away. But before that, if you would, do all the buttons down below so that the algorithm knows that you're part of our audience. And let's get started with the concepts. We are looking today to the subject of how to improve or enhance our connection with and understanding of philosophy at the tabletop in a role-playing game. There are a variety of ways in which this occurs, and we're going to be going into each one of them with a little bit of detail. So make sure you stay to the end because it's got some real dynamics that will bring your game to a next level of excellence. Every RPG, whether set in a sprawling sci-fi universe or a mystical fantasy land, begins with the foundation of cosmology and culture. The world shapes itself the way the players interact with it. Is it a world ruled by gods or godly beings? A chaotic landscape of warring factions? A utopia on the brink of collapse? In NycosRPG and other systems, world building isn't just about the backdrop, it's the soul of the experience. Cultures, history, and power structures inform not only the setting, but the very way characters engage with morality, fate, and free will. Culture determines character motives. The law of the universe determines what is possible, and the moment players sit down at the table, they begin navigating a landscape shaped by centuries of philosophical thought, whether they realize it or not. Why is magic possible? Why do orcs exist? Or do they? Why can't I dual wield two greatswords? The beauty of RPGs is the constant questioning of reality. Unlike a novel or a film, the RPGs are interactive. The players challenge the world's logic at every turn. Every GM or storyteller has encountered the why dilemma. Why do dragons hoard treasure? Why do gods intervene if they do? And why can't my rogue punch the moon? These aren't just rules lawyering moments. They are expressions of curiosity about the universe as designed. Or is there even a moon at all? These aren't just rules lawyering moments. They are expressions of curiosity about the universe as designed. Just as philosophers question existence, players question the metaphysics of their physical world and their fictional existence. When a GM responds, they're not just arbitrating mechanics, they are defining the philosophy of their game. Whether in fiction or reality, religion and ritual shape identity. Within the roleplay games, gods are often considered real forces, responding to prayers and punishing blasphemy. But beyond the divine, rituals manifest in other ways, customs, traditions, and even the acts that are considered playing themselves. Consider the rituals of an RPG table. The method for rolling dice, the dice that are required, the character introductions and interactions, the sacred opening phrase. So what happened last week? Role-playing games are storytelling rituals where players build relationships not just with their characters, but with each other. The bond between the party of adventurers reflects the trust and camaraderie between the people behind the scenes. Whether it's forging alliances, debating ethics, or negotiating with a deity, RPG actions mirror real world complexities. They teach us that belief, tradition, and connection are as vital in a game world as they are in our own. Every RPG has layers. There is the in game reality, the story, the settings, the mechanics. There are extra game experiences, the players, their friendships, and their personal influences and interactions. And then there is the metagame, the knowledge the players have beyond their characters that draws from the long form experience of the environment or the narrative that's talked about by the game master between sessions. A paladin, a warrior might fight to protect a village, but the players know that it's just an encounter. A rogue might betray the party, but the player isn't really betraying his friends. It's only within the framework of the game, isn't it? These layers create tension. Should a character act on that knowledge and stay true? These layers create tension. Should a character act on their knowledge, or should they stay true to their role in the group? Great role players find balance. They respect the story while engaging with the metagame. They acknowledge the rules while questioning them. They embrace the paradox that RPGs demand, to be fully immersed while also being fully aware. So what is at the true heart of role-playing games? RPGs allow us to step outside ourselves and explore new perspectives. They are thought experiments, philosophical exercises in decision-making, consequence, and identity. When we play, we're not just rolling dice. We are engaging in the fundamental questions of philosophy. What defines a hero or champion? What is the nature of good and evil? Do our choices shape destiny, or is everything predetermined by the story? Role-playing is the act of testing reality against the imagination, rules against reason, and fate against free will. And in that process, we discover not only new worlds, but new aspects of ourselves. So, as we've said, an RPG is a relationship between three things: reason, reality, and the role play itself. Reason asks the questions: why does the world work this way? What choices make sense? Reality sets the stage: the mechanics, the dice, the setting, the narrative, the restraints. And roleplay bridges those two, allowing us to navigate the fictional world with our real world minds, testing the limits of both imagination and logic. Through RPGs, we explore the very ideas that philosophy has debated over centuries: fate, morality, existence, and identity. And whether we are heroes or villains, or something in between, every session is an opportunity to understand the world and ourselves a little better.